This issue came to light because this poster came to light. And this poster is not false. The school put up this poster. In this poster, it is very clear non-Muslim girls are wearing a hijab. It is not a headscarf by any stretch of imagination. And then there are school students themselves who have come out to say that they were being forced to wear it, that they couldn't enter or wouldn't be allowed to sit in classes if they didn't wear it. One of the school students is saying that the teachers, the bada teacher and the bada headmaster said that isko pehenna chahiye kyunki ye maryada hai. Now, schools are not institutions to impose maryada like this. This is appalling.
Absolutely. No, I agree that it should
Saira, this is for, one second, Saira, this is for Karuna Gopal. Yes.
Yeah, so Shivani, I'm not able to see the screen, but I don't know who the other person was before me. She said something about polarization. She talked about Madhya Pradesh going in for polls, but you know the reality, right? I mean, we in Madhya Pradesh, we don't have to play these kind of games at all. I think Madhya Pradesh is quite safe, and they have been historically with us, with BJP. And if you really have to look at the numbers, I think the Muslim population is quite marginal, 6%, which means that we really don't have to play these games. So that let's bury that question. Okay. Well, the second one is, it is true, it is highly appalling to see that these kids have been somehow coaxed, cajoled, maybe forced. We really don't know, but they somehow seem to be, wearing those attires. And from what we have seen earlier, it's a very a subtle way of influencing. Like, I would say that there is an ulterior motive. There perhaps is a conversion motive, behind all this, at the using the facade of education and and using their institutional strength as well. So just like how we've seen in Kerala story, it's very easy for people to succumb to peer pressure. It's very easy for students to emulate others around them. And maybe they very unwittingly participated in all those recitations and etc., the prayers.
Yeah. I forgot to mention, they have, of course, come on record to also say they were being forced to recite Muslim prayers, I think verses from the Quran, etc. Why is that required? And wouldn't Muslim students, for example, object if the opposite was the case? It's only natural.
Absolutely. I mean, they would, you can't even imagine the kind of hell that this country would see if anything of that nature has been done, even a little bit. So even today, for instance, the question of, minority rights, and I mean, by what means 250 million is minority, I still fail to understand. But this subliminal kind of influence is very dangerous.
Okay,
Shivani.
Let me take
extremely dangerous.
Let me take that to Yogita. Let me take that to Yogita Bhayana. I'll come to the issue of what the parents ideally should have done in this case, or the parents are also willfully neglecting what is happening because they don't have a choice. I'll come to that question in just a bit. But Yogita, it is a problem. Fundamentally, people don't look at this issue as people for whom it suits. And they want to rubbish this as polarization or religious communal issues. But fundamentally, in a plural country, you will have clashes, you will have lack of faith and, clashes between communities if there is such obvious ways in which one religion is being imposed on members of another religion. That is what the fundamental issue here is. If a non-Muslim was made to do something that was Hindu or any other religion, it would create a problem. But why is it that when it's Hindu girls, then it almost seems like it's not a big issue?
Shivani, I don't know from which angle you are trying to divert this whole issue of education. The parents themselves must be having that compulsion to send their children, to send their daughters into the same school, because fundamentally in this country, we are not working on the education. We are really, even this lady, Karuna, is discussing about Kerala story, and you are just trying to suppress one religion. You're just trying to make Muslims look so bad, including your channel. I mean, it is so shameful that we are still discussing these things, and you're trying to say that, it was other way around. What have you done to minorities? I mean, I'm so sorry. I'm a Hindu, but I feel so sad for my Muslim brothers and sisters, because what is the atmosphere right now here? You are doing so much damage and clashes. You are trying.
I don't understand why, if I talk about these girls who are minor girls, One
People
second.
like you sitting as a journalist.
Yogita, just calm down for a
Karuna
second.
creates
I think the
clashes.
only person who
You
is
are
very
the
agitated
people
is you. It is nobody
behind
else.
You
The
are
only
the people
I don't
behind it.
understand.
I'm raising my finger on you,
Okay,
Shivani,
finally,
and this
Yogita.
lady Karuna.
Okay,
You will
Yogita,
create clashes
just
and
calm
civil
down.
war in this country.
Yeah,
You will
clashes
be
have been
responsible for the
happening
civil war in
before
this
I was a
country.
journalist.
And you
Clashes
will
have
be
been
the reason
happening in
for
this
civil
country
war.
before Karuna Gopal
You
was
will
born.
be the reason for
Please
civil
don't
war.
blame
And
us
the
for what are
process.
fault
And
lines in
pointing
our
out to
communities.
You are the
Yogita,
criminals.
I'm being patient
Both of
with you.
sitting
Just
here.
calm
You
down,
are
please.
criminals. You are criminals.
Okay,
No less
can
than
you please
criminals.
can you
Dange
please
kharam pe
lower
aap
her
log.
fader? What I was asking was, don't take her off air. Please keep her on air. What I was asking was that why is it that we can argue about Muslim girls' rights to wear hijab in secular institutions funded by the government and it is okay. But I can't raise the question of why is a private institution that is taking fees from the students forcing non-Muslim girls, as alleged, to wear a hijab. And that poster is crystal clear. Nobody is making this up.